feeling of feeling safe and assured. And a lot of boys grow up not expressing how they feel or never having that safe space to do so. No fault of anybody else but, the family that they're involved with, whatever. And what happens is they grow up and they get into relationships and it's still not a safe place because they don't know what a safe place looks like. They've never been given one. And also, too, because and you can call it patriarchy, you can put it that way as well, too, in certain situations, how we look at emotions from men, we may project and may think that you can't handle us. Or there generally could be that a woman too will look at you and go, well, I expect you to be strong. And then we can interpret that way. So it can work in either way, whichever way. But sometimes there's no safe space for that person. And what happens is when you don't feel safe and you don't feel assured, you start to go into that space of being, quote unquote, we're talking about passive aggressive people, passive aggressive, being mean, being rude, underhanded tactics, blow ups, silent treatment, ghosting, I call it one-upping the person as well. You can one-up the person, and I was talking to my client the other day and I was talking about something and she reminded me of something that I did a lot of things when I was younger. I was doing a lot of passive aggressive stuff. Triangulation was a killer one. Talking to another girl, letting that girl, and listen, honesty can be a weapon too, guys. Just want to let you know, honesty can be a weapon too. Just because someone's honest does not mean they're really being honest. Sometimes the honesty is also a weapon. Like if I tell you I'm talking to a girl, this girl was talking to me, and I'm giving you bare details, but like now you're asking me a question like, well, why was this girl talking to you? Oh, no, nothing, you know how it is. And I tell you another story of another girl, and I keep telling you stories about women that truth is really not a truth at that point. It's now being used as a weapon. It's trying to make you feel insecure. So you have to also be aware of these games that sometimes passive aggressive people can play, because what they're trying to do is level the playing ground. And a lot of times it's because of insecurity. That we're feeling insecure, especially I'm going to talk from the men's side because I'm a man myself. So, a lot of insecurity can happen. And what we're trying to do is we see you, and sometimes, and what happens is because these men are more emotional, I want to say more in their feminine energy, we tend to actually end up dating women that are more masculine. The trouble is you are sensing their strength in their masculine, and then you are feeling unsafe because now they're also creating this guard as well, and you're sensing the guard, and it's not safe for you either. So now you're responding to her guard, she's responding to your unsafeness because you're also in your feminine. And what happens is it becomes this trigger for each person. But for the man's side, he's now trying to level the playing field because he sees your guard up as you being strong, and you're stronger than me. All right, cool. Now he sees everything you're doing as intentional. You're trying to hurt me. Oh, okay. All right, cool. You think you're the only one that's in your DMs? Now I'm showing you my DMs. Why am I showing you my DMs? Now I'm showing you what girls called me. Oh, she called me. Oh, now my colleague was all over me last night. Yeah, dumbass stories being told, because really what you're doing, you're triangulating. You're trying to get that other person or another person involved to show the other person that, hey, just like you, I'm levels. But all it does is creates absolute mayhem in your relationship, dysfunctionality. Okay, it doesn't help solve the issue at all. And I know this for both men to do this and women to do this. One of my early girlfriends told me, oh, do you know what? And she admitted it. I only started telling you about the guys that kept on coming to me because I wanted you to hold on tighter. But that's because of the dysfunction she had suffered in her childhood. And guess what I did when she did that? Well, then I said, well, if that's the game we're playing, I'm going to do the same. Okay, I'm going to tell you about every girl I'm doing. In fact, I'm going to let your friend see it so she can go and tell you. I was doing mad stuff. So people do stuff when we're emotionally immature, and it can cause mayhem, in relationships. So, yeah. Look out for that stuff, guys. That's dark arts for you.
Yeah, and these men can't regulate their emotions.
Not Cway saying these men.
I mean, you got to know yourself, right? Like, I know that, that's why I don't I had a Virgo man traumatize me. That's why I talk so bad about these Leo Virgos now. Um, for that very reason, because he's very emotional, and I am like the woman that y'all talk about in the men's panel. Like I do not do well with emotional men.
Mm.
I've been charged with saying that you guys cannot have emotion. I already know me. I know what my problem is. I just can't. I can't do well with a man who's like basic emotional, like bare minimum emotions, let alone emotional.
Not bare minimum.
I just can't handle it. I just can't handle it. But I don't know. I think these emotional men are attracted to women like me who do not like your emotions. And so what happened?
Yes.
Shenanigans, games, toxicity, you know, you have a good night out and then just ruin it for kicks and giggles. I mean,
Ooh,
I
those days.
it all. I've been through it all. I'm so glad I'm not there. But yeah, if you're not if you know you're like me, ladies, and you don't have patience for emotions, leave these emotional men alone because they'll just have you going in.
In circles.
You just be going in circles, circling the drain. I mean, we do have to be more understanding and try to allow men to express some bare minimum emotions. I do think that's healthy to get out because at some point it's going to come out one way or the other. But these
I
Virgo
mean,
men are,
it's complementary energy, isn't it?
yeah.
Emotional. Men that are more, emotionally irregular will end up finding women who also too are very emotionally closed off too.
Hmm.
So the two are actually finding each other.
Right.
So that's where you can see. So if you keep meeting men that are very emotional, I have to ask yourself: is your guard still up? Is your guard and your walls well up? Because that's what's actually your complementary energy is drawing these men to you. You know what I mean? Like I started seeing that. Oh my god! I was like, bro, why every girl's got a wall up when I date them? It's me. It's me. Because I was overly emotional. I was hella overly emotional. So what was happening is, because what's happening is they are doing the same thing I'm doing. What we're
Mm.
really looking for is we're looking for a well of healing. This is what's happening. So you're drawn to the light of the other person because what you're like, I want to be more regulated in my emotions. So I see that you're regulated. So I'm drawn to you and I'm tapping into you. But you see that you need to be more emotional. So you're drawn to me. You're trying to tap into me. But the problem is we trigger each other. So it
Right.
becomes toxic. And that's where it goes downhill for a lot of people. So if you're a woman out there or you're a man out there and you keep meeting women that are closed off, or you're a woman and keep meeting men that are very emotional, more than likely you probably the opposite of what they're bringing. Not always, because sometimes you can have the same energy. If you're emotionally unavailable, you tend to meet emotionally unavailable people. But yeah, that happens quite a lot. You realize that there's usually a balance. You know what I mean? So if you're finding that the opposite sex, you keep attracting these people that are off balance, just probably just look at yourself and say, am I actually really open enough? Am I putting off a particular energy as well? Because they're trying to complement that energy. They're looking for healing in you. You know what I mean? And vice versa. So just look at that as well, and you'll realize it starts to change after that. Now I meet beautiful, feminine, open women because I'm open now. Whereas beforehand, yeah, my ass went. You know what I mean? And I was trying to save people. That was also a thing as well. So I looked for those people who had their guard up. I wanted to. Oh my god, what's going on with you? What's up? What's up? Oh my god, I want to understand you, bitch, please.
But you see that people always ask me, "What about Mr. Sampson? Did I know so early?" It
Mm,
was that. It was. I was like, "Why is he talking? Why is he trying to like be Shakira's therapist?"
that's
That was
true.
like the biggest. That was the key. It was like before any of the other shenanigans. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Like and then I knew he wasn't actually interested in Shakira. Like I knew that, but I was just like, not to
Yeah, you
spend
caught that
anything
early.
on Mr. Sampson, but I'm just saying, like that was like that was it. I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
No,
It
you
doesn't
caught
make-
that early because he was talking about. I think it was that conversation that he had with Shakira about oh, when she was broken, and he said some line. I remember he said some line. he loves her strength or something like that, whatever,
Yes.
whatever. And that's yeah, that was the suspect aspect of the behavior. And then yeah, we've seen it on the lives. He is the captain of Save 'Em. He wants to, no, his one is not even that. His one is yeah, he's similar, but he really wants to be the hero. And he
Mm-hmm.
puts himself as a hero in every story. It was
The
so
guy.
alarming. Like
Yeah.
most people's savior complex is usually I'm trying to save the person and that's as far as it goes. But he actually on every story told a story and he was a hero in every story. That goes beyond that point. That's the difference. That's savior complex. Like that's deeper than Superman complex. You know what I mean? That goes beyond. I'm trying to save Lois Lane. This one is I'm a savior. You know, it's interesting.
Yeah. And you don't, I know for